Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is August 16th, 2021, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Microsoft does it again. New record highs for the stock at 291. There is no major economic event scheduled for today, but as we look at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols, the euro bouncing off of support. Now, this was a multi-time frame support. We mentioned this, that it would be an important support to bounce off of. Now, looking at the indices, the NASDAQ pretty much unchanged, while the Dow Jones wavers lower. Now, looking at commodities, gold gains nicely above 1770, and oil trading lower as well. Now, looking at the stocks, Microsoft to new record highs. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, it continues to gain at 47,000 per Bitcoin. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. We're going to take a look at the Euro USD daily. Now, this is the multi-time frame that I was referring to, where we hit the 1720-ish level right here and right here. This was a support level, and boom, we jumped to the 84-ish level. Now, that's a 50 pip move, 50 to 60 pip move. Not a major move, but important enough to consider that maybe we're consolidating at this lower level. Now, looking at the Aussie USD, pretty much unchanged on its bottom. GBP also got that bounce. Okay, so there's a little bit of a variance in terms of the Forex symbols, but altogether, the Forex symbols have been in a very, very tight range. Okay, we are summer trading here, so take that into consideration. However, looking at gold, we got some nice momentum above here, above the 1770. We broke that 1760 resistance level on Friday, and boom, we took it out. Now, we are hitting a little bit of a resistance-ish level at 1782, which is decent, okay, which puts us back in somewhat of a, in the game here as we have made this correctional move. Now, we're still trading in a range, okay? It's a bigger range between 1680 and somewhere in the 1900, okay? But we're still smack in the middle of that, or the lower part of that, for all intents and purposes, okay? So just keep that in mind. We're not, trending higher as we did before. This may be a beginning to it, but for now, we're still just rallying between these two levels. I should really say trading between these two levels and not really trending higher in a consistent way. Now, looking at oil, a nice little retracement here as we hit $67, okay? As we retrace from 69 to down to 65. There's not much here that I could really say, as this has really been very choppy trading as well, with this Delta variant actually hitting the northern hemisphere right now. A lot of variables still very, very open as to which way the economies are going to go in the next 2 to 3 months. Now, there has been a pickup of international travel. There has been a pickup of shipping and containers, so that's a good sign. However, going into the next 3 months, it's kind of questionable how this variant is going to play out and how we're going to be able to absorb the current situation. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, we sold off here about 200 points from 35,451 down to 35,264-ish right now. Okay, so it's a little bit of a retracement. Nothing really to write home about. Okay, this is summer trading. If we look at the major stocks, they're wavering around. Looking at the NASDAQ, didn't do much. Okay, it did bounce above 15,000, but pretty much unchanged. However, okay, let's look at this. Microsoft is really the one at 291.82, all-time record highs for Microsoft as it broke that new level. Okay, so the question is it going to carry us through with some of the other stocks? Now, I don't like this because we're breaking new highs, not particularly with a lot of volume. Okay, I would have liked to see this, kind of carry the volume higher together. Okay, but I'm not saying that we may not have a correctional move, on the downside as well. So just keep in mind, because when we look at the rest of the stocks, they're not breaking higher. Facebook, unchanged. If we look at Apple, pretty much on its highs, but not breaking higher. Okay. Lastly, looking at Amazon, really not doing much. However, we would have expected Amazon to go higher as well. Now, if we look at the big board stocks like JP Morgan, a little bit of a retracement last week, some profit taking after, a decent rally from last week where we hit new record highs. Now, lastly, Bitcoin. All right, this is where the story is happening. Okay, we're trading at 47,384. If we look at a weekly chart, that's a decent comeback. Okay, from our 29,000 low. It's almost 20,000 points on the upside. Now, we are going to be hitting a little bit of a resistance level at this 48,587. So just keep an eye on this. Okay, if it does break above this very important area, then we could see ourselves back into this mid 50 range. Okay, so considerably, it may be a resistance-ish area. So just keep that in mind. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.